From killing evil characters who deserve it, to sending off nukes, killing millions of innocent people, this is every single time that Jeffy has committed murder. Starting with a time Jeffy took it too far in SML movie Jeffy the Wrestler. In this video, Jeffy and his friends donate to a canned good charity event for a chance to fight their favorite wrestler, Bone Crusher. And Jeffy wins by donating the most canned green beans. No surprise there. However, when Jeffy gets the chance to fight Bone Crusher, he ends up taking it way too seriously. He gets in the ring and absolutely beats the crap out of Bone Crusher, hitting him with a chair, a stool, hammer, and eventually jumps from the ladder, straight up killing him, all the while thinking that everything was fake.
Please don't do it, no!
1, 2, 3. He's dead!
Brooklyn guy puts Jeffy under arrest, but then literally lets him go, letting him get away scot-free with murdering someone on TV. But the next time Jeffy committed murder isn't nearly as unjustified, and that's the time he killed CJ in SML movie Jeffy's 20th birthday. In this video, we're given some backstory on what it's like for Jeffy and his sister Phoebe growing up. And let's just say it wasn't all sunshine and roses. Jeffy and his sister didn't get fed enough, and they were often locked in cages for hours at a time every single day. However, the worst would come when Nancy's drug dealer CJ would come in and do unspeakable things to Phoebe, creating some massive trauma for Jeffy and his sister. On Jeffy's 20th birthday, he had some flashbacks of everything that happened throughout his life, and he finally decided he had enough of it. He goes back to the old trailer where he grew up, discovering that CJ is still doing some of those terrible things to other girls. Jeffy, being Jeffy, does the only logical thing he can think of, which is literally tying CJ to a monster truck and ramming him through the old trailer, making sure CJ can never do this to anyone ever again. Even though I completely understand where Jeffy would be coming from with this, it's fair to say that he could have still got charged with murder, unless he doesn't get caught. And it does seem like Brooklyn guy doesn't really care anyways. Another time Jeffy got a little reckless was when he was driving in SML movie Jeffy Loses His Head. In this video, Marvin gets an insurance check from one of the many times that Jeffy wrecked his car. Jeffy wants to buy a new car, with Marvin not really wanting to. Jeffy eventually gets his way and gets a new convertible that he paints to look like himself. He then runs down the road super quickly, not paying attention to the huge power line in the road, and ends up getting his head chopped off. Brooklyn guy sees that he was decapitated and takes him back home. Marvin and Brooklyn guy have a lot of back and forth before Brooklyn guy realizes they can time travel back with his Apple Watch and save Jeffy from being decapitated. They travel back in time, Brooklyn guy takes care of his past self, and then Jeffy is tasked with taking care of Marvin's past self.
Marvin? Where'd you go?
I'm back, baby.
Marvin, where did you go?
All right, Danny, I did it.
You killed my old self?
I did.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure how Jeffy would even get charged for this, but hey, it's murder he got away with nonetheless. Moving on, we have SML movie Jeffy Plays GTA 6. In this video, Joseph supposedly gets a copy of GTA 6, long before the game is even supposed to come out. Junior and Jeffy really want to play it alongside Junior. Jeffy gets first dibs to play it, however, and he thinks he's playing, neglecting to realize that he doesn't even have his VR headset on, thinking real life is the game. Jeffy then goes around doing some absolutely wild things, like beating up Chef Pee-Pee and attempting to run over Goodman with his own Lamborghini. However, Jeffy doesn't stop at just that, and things get much worse. After attempting to kill Goodman by running him over, he then drives down the road and sees Tyler playing in the road, and doesn't stop or slow down, just simply runs him over, in the process killing him. His then violent crime spree continues when he gets pulled over by the police, and pulls out a freaking grenade launcher and blows up the police car with Simmons in it.
Oh, I guess it's just a Nerf toy. Can't do any damage.
Holy shit! Simmons!
Jeffy eventually gets arrested for his crimes, but all he ends up doing to get out of jail is using a cheat code and opening up his cell that was already unlocked, Pretty big brain moves there, Jeffy. Jeffy finds himself caught up in taking people out again in SML movie Jeffy Ball Z Part 3, cosplaying as Goku to find the Dragon Balls. In this episode of the series, Jeffy sets out for the Dragon Balls again, after our favorite character Pumpkin Guy steals his wish from the dragon, and he runs into Junior and Joseph as Vegeta and Nappa respectively. Jeffy attempts to defeat them, and instead is beaten up by Nappa's snot laser. Jeffy then recovers quickly, goes Super Saiyan, and flat up kills Joseph instead as a part of his revenge.
Now you're gonna die with my speed.
Oh no! Nappa!
Vegeta then goes on to talk to Lord Frieza, completely ignoring the death of Joseph and letting Jeffy get away completely scot-free with his crimes once again. Speaking of Junior, we have our first time on this list where Jeffy has a partner in crime, that being SML movie Jeffy's drone. In this video, Jeffy decides that he's bored and asks Mario if he can get a drone that he sees on TV. Jeffy then decides to let Junior play with his drone while riding it, but Junior gets him stuck and Jeffy has to be rescued by Mario. Mario then tells Jeffy to go play outside instead, and Jeffy and Junior think it's a good idea to send the drone up as high as they can, exploding the drone into an oncoming airplane and causing the plane's engine to go out, leading to it crashing and killing 250 passengers.
What the hell was that?
After this, Mario finds out that Brooklyn Guy was flying the plane after he comes and bothers Mario since he lost all his jobs. Later on, Brooklyn Guy discovers that the plane crash happened because of Jeffy flying the drone into it, but yet still decides to blame Mario instead, and just straight up kills the pizza delivery guy, Bronx Dude, since he took all his jobs. Next, in SML movie Jeffy's Home Alone, Mario gets a call from his grandpa asking him to help figure out his microwave, thinking it's a TV, and Mario rushes over there, leaving Jeffy home alone, thinking he's sleeping. Jeffy then wakes up and goes absolutely bonkers, drawing some NSFW things and performing his favorite pastime with some Cheerios on the table. He eventually orders pizza, and Brooklyn Guy delivers his pizza, realizing that he's home alone. After discovering this, he and Simmons break into the house, and drawing Jeffy comes to life from a picture Jeffy drew.
Run, Simmons, run!
When the robbers break into the house, they see bowling pins and go to investigate, and drawing Jeffy takes the chance to literally throw a bowling ball down, crushing Simmons instantly. Brooklyn Guy tries to beat him up and kidnaps drawing Jeffy, holding him for ransom. He doesn't get anywhere with it though, leaving Mario confused and letting Jeffy get away with no consequences yet again. But let's take a look at another time Jeffy also had a little bit too much fun with some Cheerios in a night, that being an SML movie Jeffy's Kids. This video is by far one of the most ridiculous videos Logan has ever created, that being that Jeffy's Cheerio box becomes pregnant. Brooklyn Guy is called over as she gives birth to two identical twin small-sized Cheerio boxes and another kid, this being a small Jeffy with Cheerios all over him named Jeffy Jr., which is a complete abomination to say the least. Jeffy spends the video trying to protect his kids, but isn't able to stop Junior from eating his two Cheerio twins. Eventually, Jeffy traps Jeffy Jr. in the bathroom until he learns to use it, but Jeffy lets Jeffy Jr. get flushed down the toilet, never to be seen again.
Those are my kids! You're gonna pay for this! What? Hello?
Hey, did you call the police?
So yeah, after everything, let's hope we never have to see any other of Jeffy's kids ever again. But next is SML movie Jeffy Wick. In this video, Jeffy is given a gift by his great aunt Ernestine, which turns out to be a dog that was sitting in a hot box for 2 days, and Jeffy names him Winn-Dixie. Brooklyn Guy tells Jeffy to get the dog some water, so Jeffy runs to the gas station where two criminals are eyeing his PT Cruiser, and notices his dog in the passenger seat. After seeing his dog and having some empty threats, Jeffy drives away. The two criminals come back to the house later that night, and while they're trying to steal his PT Cruiser, they run into Winn-Dixie and end up shooting him to be quiet. Jeffy finds out about this and turns into Jeffy Wick, seeking revenge for his dog. The robbers eventually make their way back to their house and get murdered by Jeffy.
Where are you, Jeffy?
Man, it was just a stupid dog!
Jeffy hangs up his gun after this, of course, until it's time to make 3 sequels, as he says in his own words. Jeffy has fought plenty of bullies in his day, with the most infamous being his beef with Bully Bill. But the time that we're gonna look at is when Jeffy just straight up decimated Bully. No mercy at all. And this is an SML movie Jeffy gets expelled. In this video, it's St. Patrick's Day, and Bully thinks it's a great idea to pinch Jeffy, since he isn't wearing any green. Jeffy then proceeds to beat the crap out of him, and Bully retaliates by pressing charges against Jeffy. Bully Bill pressing charges against Jeffy causes Jeffy to be trapped at home with an exploding ankle bracelet that will explode if he takes even 1 step outside the house. Later, Bully Bill comes by Jeffy's house and challenges him to a fight, and Jeffy just can't help but accept and steps outside his front door. Mario hears an explosion and goes outside, sees Jeffy's shirt and thinks he's dead, but it turns out Jeffy isn't dead. Instead, he ended up attaching an ankle monitor to Bully in broad daylight with no regrets, and even admits this in front of Brooklyn Guy, who has no problems just sweeping it under the rug.
I took the bracelet off and I put it on the bully. He exploded, Daddy.
Oh, okay. So, I guess if he exploded, he can't press charges, and that means Jeffy's not expelled anymore.
So yeah, it sounds like Brooklyn Guy as a cop isn't exactly concerned with following the law. So I'm glad I don't live there with them. Jeffy's murder spree in the classroom doesn't just fully extend to Bully Bill, as we see him take out Jackie Chu, an SML movie Jeffy's imaginary friend. In this video, we see Jackie Chu assign an assignment where the kids have to partner up and make an extinct animal out of Play-Doh, and Jeffy ends up with no partner. Because of this, Jeffy creates an imaginary friend named Bunghole. During this time, Bunghole becomes progressively darker and darker, and even attempts to make Jeffy kill people, including Mario. Jeffy then takes Bunghole to school and tries to show Jackie Chu his imaginary friend. But he doesn't like Jeffy's creation very much, and this causes Bunghole to tempt Jeffy to throw his chair at Jackie Chu, attempting to kill him.
But I'll get in trouble.
Do it. All right, Crass. I hope you all enjoyed working on your Play-Doh project.
Oh, shit!
Dude, Jeffy's hardcore! Is the teacher okay?
It's not entirely confirmed if Jackie Chu survived this or not, since throwing a chair at somebody is hardly the quickest death sentence. But Jeffy definitely did this with the attempt of murdering Jackie Chu, so yeah, let's hope he's not dead here. Jeffy has murdered people for some absolutely bonkers reasons, but the biggest example that we can point to for the most disgusting murder he's been a part of is in the second Squid Game series. In SML movie Squid Game 2 Part 3, we see the characters having to survive a game of tug of war. The difference with this game, however, is if you lose the game of tug of war, you fall into a massive pit of acid, and several characters end up dying in this episode, such as Rose and Barbara. Jeffy gets his time to shine later in the video, when he teams up with Chef Pee-Pee and gets the chance to have a match with Hansel and a random circle guard. Chef Pee-Pee and Jeffy get close to losing their match, and Chef Pee-Pee gets Hansel to fall over by telling him that there's beer in the acid pit, causing them to lose the game and their life.
Jeffy, I think I know what to do. Hey, homeless guy, there's beer in that bucket. Beer. No! We did it, Jeffy! Yeah!
Spoiler alert, Jeffy eventually wins the entirety of Squid Games, and instead of getting thrown in jail for murdering somebody, he gets a lot of freaking money, so no worries there for him. But Jeffy's kill count is about to go way up. In SML movie The Spy Balloon, in this video, Junior, Jeffy, and Cody are playing with a toy rocket, and when it's Jeffy's turn to play with the toy rocket, he hits it so hard that it flies into the sky, popping the Chinese spy balloon flying overhead. After hearing this, the chief calls Brooklyn Guy to go talk to the kids, and tells them that they'll only get medals if they meant to knock out the balloon, which Junior lies about, and this causes them to become the only line of defense for America. Jackie Chu eventually calls the boys, telling them that China is going to nuke them, and the boys, being the incredibly unintelligent people that they are unable to stop the nuke. The nuke blows up in San Francisco, costing the lives of 2 million people in the process.
Breaking news, okay? A nuclear ballistic missile has hit San Francisco. The death toll is in the millions. We believe it was shot by the Chinese.
It would be hard to top that level of absurdity, but Jeffy does it pretty easily when he's president in SML movie President Jeffy. In this video, Jeffy runs to be class president and somehow wins. Brooklyn guy comes by the house and tells Mario that he lost the other presidential candidate for the current election, and instead asks if Jeffy will run against Trump. Jeffy and Trump debate and go back and forth, with Jeffy and Trump giving some questionable answers in the process. However, Jeffy then wins the presidential election, and when Jeffy gets elected, Brooklyn guy gives him access to the nuclear football, where then Jeffy takes this opportunity to do the only thing that he could think of, which is to nuke every green bean factory, literally killing every single person on the entire planet. But if you thought that was crazy, to finish off, we have Jeffy's biggest murder of all time, which is in SML movie Jeffy Scream, where he decided to murder all of our time while watching this video.